But because Jesus said men ought to always to pray and not faint. It ought not be just when you come here on Sunday morning. It ought not be here just when you come to prayer meeting. But you ought to pray every morning when you rise. You ought to say, good morning, God. Good morning, because you've been good to me. You watched over me all night long. And I just want to say thank you this morning for allowing me to see another beautiful day and to see your sun rising. I don't like that word, just one more time. Most people say, Lord, I'm glad to be here just one more time. How many of y'all want to be here just one more time? How many of y'all want to be here just one more time? I don't want to be here just one more time. I want to be here a whole lot more time. And not just one more time. When you pray, you ought to enter into your secret closet. And Jesus says, when thou hast shut the door, then pray to the Father in secret. And the Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee open. No, you're going through problems, and a lot of folks, and I know he's going through a whole lot of things. I don't see how he's going to make it. I know he's going through it. But they see you always smiling. But they know you're going through something. And they wonder why you can smile. You know why you can smile? Because you have a little talk. You know, Jesus said, I'm going away, but I won't leave you comfortless. I'll pray to the Father, and he'll send you another comfort. That means a consolator. Amen. When you're troubled and disturbed and all perplexed in mind, he will consolate you. He will comfort you. If you talk with him, he'll comfort you. In the midst of your trials, in the midst of your struggle, he will comfort you. How many of y'all been there? When friends don't understand you, loved ones don't understand you, amen, children don't understand you, brothers and sisters don't understand, but he will understand. And he will come to you, and he will be your counselor. I mean, he'll talk with you. And in the midst of his counseling, he will comfort you and tell you everything's going to be all right. How many of y'all been there? The way been so dark, so gloomy, and I don't know how I'm going to make it from one day to another. But when you put your trust, Deacon Truman just sung this song, I'm going to trust in the Lord. He didn't say just for today, but he said until I die. You know, that's putting trust in God. Not just when things are going well. Not when everybody is speaking well of you. But when they begin to talk about you and call you everything but a child of God. You ought to be able to look to the hills from whence comes your help and recognize that all, not some, but all your help come from. Do y'all know where your help come from? How many of y'all know where your help come from? In order to get help from God, then you need to tell him. Jesus said, whatever you ask the Father for in my name, come on, y'all help me now. What do you say he'll do? He'll give it to you. Thank you, Brother Michael. The rest of them haven't read their Bible. He said, ask and it shall be what? Knocking what? Seeking ye what? Well, how many of y'all doing that? How many of you are asking God for what you want and what you need? How many of you are looking for what you need? By asking God, Lord, I'm not going to do like Jacob said, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. That means you got to pray and keep on praying. Amen. When things ain't going right, people are looking at you funny. And when you're broke and don't have a dime, you ought to be able to go to the Lord and just tell him all about it. The Bible says that Jesus was in a certain place praying, and when he had ceased praying, his disciples came unto him and said unto him, Lord, teach us to pray. Now listen to what he didn't say teach us how to pray. Come on, y'all help me now. I want y'all to help me. He said, Lord, teach us to pray. He didn't say how to pray. Teach us to pray. Many of y'all don't pray. He said, teach us to pray. What they were saying, they had been watching Jesus from time to time, stealing away from them, going into his secret place to talk with his Father. And they found themselves not doing what Jesus was doing. So they said, Lord, you teach us to do what you're doing. Lord, teach us to pray. You know, they didn't say, Lord, teach us how to preach, or teach us how to teach. A musician teaches how to sing. But he said, teach us to pray. Now, a lot of you, in order to feel the strength and the power of God, you got to pray. Jesus said men ought to always to pray in what? Many of you, the reason why you feel so bad, disgusted, despondent, and destitute because you don't pray. Prayer will keep you fit for service. How many of y'all believe that? You ought not come in here on Sunday morning groupy and grumpy. You ought not come here like you sad and mad. But you ought to come here with the joy of the Lord. Because he brought you from a mighty long way. You ought to come here because you know he is God. He's your sustainer. He's your keeper. He's your maker. You ought to come here to give him praise and adoration. And say, Lord, I thank you for being who you are. Thank you, Lord, for being what you are. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lord, because you brought me from a mighty long way. Lord, teach us to pray. You know, you don't have to worry about nobody that's praying. You don't have to worry about the individual being your enemy if they're praying. But if they don't pray, you don't have to worry about anyone being your enemy if they are praying. But if they don't pray, they say, are you with me? You remember Saul before his name was Paul? He got a letter of authority from the Sanhedrin Council to go to Damascus to bound all those who call on the name of the Lord. And on his way there, God stopped him because God had some praying people. And on his way to Damascus, a light shined from heaven bright as the noonday sun. The Bible said, and he fell from his beast. And he called and said, Lord, who art thou, Lord, and what will you have me to do? He said, I'm Jesus of Nazareth, whom thou persecuted. Do you not know it's hard for you to kick against a prick? In other words, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt my church. You can only hurt yourself. He said, Lord, what do you have me to do? The light was so bright until it blinded his eyes. And they had to lead him into Damascus, the place that he had started to go. He was blind when he got there. And on his way there, God had his children there. God had his church at Damascus. And God told Ananias, said, now I got a man by the name of Saul. He's on the way to your house. He's on the way. I told him to go to a street called Straight Street. And that he would meet you here. And Ananias said, now Lord, I've heard many things about this man. How he have a letter right now from the Sanhedrin Council to bind all those who call on the name of the Lord. Said, I don't have nothing to do with him. And the Lord said unto Ananias, don't worry about him. He's praying now. Amen. When anybody praying, you won't have to worry about it. Amen. Your enemy may be on your trail before they get to you. God will change. God will change them before they get to you. They can be on their way to do you some harm. But if you're a child of God, God will change them and make them fall on their knees and pray before they get to you.